It's your boy Fosta Key, and I'm here with my new podcast, Let's Talk. And today I got a special guest, a very special guest. My first guest, the legendary DJ Jazzy Jeff. Jeff, what's up, man?
What up, Fosta Key?
How did I pull this off, Jeff?
Man, I don't know, man.
I pulled it off.
You the man, though. You the man, bro.
How did I do it, man?
I don't know, man. People call me, BT, ABC, CNN, but you got me today, bro.
I got you. So I got you sitting down, and this is my new podcast, Let's Talk. And it's really just targeting people, successful people, and we just want to talk. It ain't even no interrogation. It's nothing like that, Jeff. We just talking.
Okay.
All right. So, man,
with you, bro.
You usually on the other side. So how does it feel to be on the being interviewed? How does that feel?
Man, this feels great, man. I like to, I want to express my views. I get the opportunity to do it on someone else's platform. Normally, I'd be on my own platform. So, man, this is kind of cool, man.
Okay. Well, let's jump straight into it, man. Growing up in Bahia, we're gonna go to high school. Did you know that you was gonna be a DJ coming up in high school?
Man, actually, I've always had a love for music.
Okay.
So, I played in band, went to college on a band scholarship, so I was always around music. Music was in my family. So I never thought I would be a professional DJ, but I've always been around music. I had cousins, uncles that were DJs, so I kind of came up through that era. So, just watching and listening to them. So that kind of made me kind of veer to it.
Okay. Who made their first investment on you?
The first investment on me was my son's mom.
Okay.
My son's mom's mom.
She saw the vision.
Made the first investment in me.
What'd she get?
She helped me to get a $200 sound system.
Okay.
From a guy who owned a club.
Right.
He had some old equipment in the attic. 2 turntables, an amp, and a speaker. And he sold that to me for $200 by the hookup from my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Her mom.
Wow. So was it a lot of self-learning? Just, you saw it, but did you know how to work it?
Well, I saw it. I knew how to work it a little bit because my cousin, who was a DJ, had, I was working with his equipment as well, but I needed my own.
Okay.
She helped me to get my first little setup.
So can you remember your first gig?
Man, my first real gig, no, I can't remember it. But it's been so many, I can't tell you.
Okay, well, being that you a fan of music, has music always been around? I want to know your top 5 DJs.
My top 5 DJs that I pay attention to, I pay attention to Greg Street in Atlanta, Ryan Cameron in Atlanta. Okay. I'm close to, I have a lot of DJ friends that I'm close to, but just DJs outside of the market. Frank Ski was one of the ones that I was kind of watching. Okay. Funk Master Flex. Okay. I peeped his game out a little bit. And just here at home, I pay attention to some local guys like Devin Steele, Stan Bell, was an influence. Just those are some guys that I...
Speaking of those legends, K97, that to me, just seeing somebody from a place where I'm from, hearing them on the radio, big as K97, it was a great inspiration. How did that gig come about?
Well, that gig came about, it was crazy. I was DJing parties, and I ran across Mike Evans in the morning, who was the morning show man at K97 at the time. I ran across him at a Pop Tunes or something like that. We were buying music at the time. Okay. Which people don't buy music anymore, they download it. So we were at the record store. Yeah. And we got to talking, and we found out we were fraternity brothers. Shout out to Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. What up, bros? And so we created a bond. We chit-chatted. We swapped numbers, and we would talk. And then we started doing parties together. Then from that point, I was like, Mike, come on, man. Get me on K97, man. Get me on. And he's like, Jeff, come on up. I'm going to introduce you to Bobby OJ.
Okay.
So he brought me up, introduced me to Bobby OJ, and talked to Bobby. And, you know, we talked about the experience and different things like that. He told me what to do. So I went back and did it, which he actually told me to go get some experience. Do I have any experience in radio? And I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
But I said maybe I could get some from Holly Springs because I know the owner. So shout out to Billy Autry.
Billy Autry.
Billy Autry allowed me to work on his radio station to get some experience, which is where I trained a little bit with Kojak, CJ, Drummer Boy, some of those guys, Tracy D, that team that was down there.
I remember that.
And from that, went back to Bobby after I got my training, and he hired me Johnny on the spot. Put me on Sunday. He had me doing Sunday nights, 7 to midnight. And Tracy D at the time was leaving K97, which he's from Mississippi. He was leaving.
7 to midnight.
7 to midnight.
Was that rough?
7 to midnight was not rough.
Okay.
It was easy. Any shift in radio was easy.
Oh, man. Oh, radio, it brought so many people. You know, you got to meet so many people. I see these pictures of you on pictures with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and stuff like that. Was that a surreal moment, or you just that laid back type of guy?
Man, that was early in my career.
Okay.
I had just got on at K97, and I hadn't been there 5 months, and they was putting a team together to an award show.
Yeah.
And they asked me to go.
Yeah.
And so I went. And when I went, I didn't know what I was walking into. It's called a media room. So we set up the table and we interview stars when they coming in for the award shows that you see on TV, like the BET Awards, MTV Awards, and different things like that, VH1 Awards. So we were sitting there getting ready, and all of a sudden, here comes Jay-Z. And I'm like, what is going on? So you got a chance to meet Jay, interview Jay-Z at the time, take pictures. That's when they were coming up.
Yeah, they was
which, you know, these guys are billionaires now.
Yeah.
They were all coming up. So Jay-Z walks in the room, sit down at the table, interview him. Beyonce, Destiny Child come in.
Wow.
It's like, what is, you know, so it was a good moment. That particular award show, we had a lot of the heavyweights that are now, they're heavyweights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was just cool, man. Beyonce, Destiny's Child, cool. Mary J. Blige at the time, Music Soul Child. It was just a lot of different people that was coming through, man. So it was good. It was good. It was good to see how they do it in other markets. Yeah. You know, on the bigger level.
Wow.
So that was great.
Man. All right, I'm gonna move on to the club aspects of it. I know that you was a part of that Dreamland run. Dreamland had Yes. Dreamland had a run, Jeff. What made that so successful? Why did people want to come to little old Holly Springs just to party? And how did they get these big gigs like that? Like what? It seemed like it was the Mecca at the time.
Well, the Dreamland run was, you know, it was Billy Archer's dream to, you know, have a venue of that size in that market. So, you know, I think his whole thing was he wanted to be able to do big shows. Yeah. Why do we always have to go to Memphis and this to do big shows? So you needed a space that could accommodate a huge crowd. So what made it successful was, you know, it was a big venue, and a lot of people wanted to see the stars. So Holly Springs being in where it's located, to me, it is the center. It's in the center. You got Holly Springs, Oxford, Tupelo, Collierville, that side. Then you got Olive Branch, Bahia, and then come on to Memphis. So it's right in the center. Okay. So just imagine you got a big venue that hold a lot of people, and you're bringing Lil Wayne to town. And you can accommodate Lil Wayne. You can sell enough tickets to pay Lil Wayne and make a profit. Yeah. So that is what made it good. So when, you know, the process got started and they started bringing in the 3-6 Mafias, the Lil Waynes, the Master P's, the Mysticals, you know, being in Holly Springs, you wouldn't think that I would be able to get up close and personal with these guys. Yeah. But knowing that you could, it made it special. And then we had a college night every Thursday. You know, we worked it. It was just a consistent spot. It was new.
Yeah.
It was fresh. People wanted to do shows. People wanted to bring their shows to that city.
Yeah.
So it was just a good run, man. So shout out to everybody that made that Dreamland run a run, made it successful. So we appreciate Billy Autry for, believing in his dream and allowed everything to kind of go down. And it was just good times.
Wow. And I've seen artists like, say, Soulja Boy. He did one of his first shows down in Dreamland. And Miami Mike brought him to you? Did you know him at the time?
I did not know who Soulja Boy was. Miami Mike brought Soulja Boy to us to help work the record at 92.7.
Yeah.
And we were working the records, but the kids knew who he were. He was, MySpace was picking up. He was the king of that internet, when it jumped off. So the kids knew him. I didn't know him, but Mike said, hey, Jeff, I'm going to bring Soulja Boy through. Let's just roll. We put the promo together. He came through. It was about maybe 100 kids that showed up for that first event. Mm-hmm. And then, we did another one, probably another month or so. He was on another song. Yeah. Then we got about 200 kids. Yeah. And then after that, we got ready to bring him back. He had created You. Yeah. Crank That. Out of here. Gone. So we never got a chance to bring Soulja Boy back to this day. Soulja Boy hasn't been back, but he came to Holly Springs at least 2 times that I know of. So salute to Mike and all the artists that came through, man. We had a lot of success developing artists with that Holly Springs market.
That's what I was about to ask you. Most of the time, like when you have somebody coming through a market, if they gonna take off, do they eventually outgrow that market? Say like a Dolph, right?
Right.
You was bringing him down to Elmore's.
Right.
Did you reach out to Dolph or was this your idea? Hey, I'm gonna get Dolph, or did somebody bring him to you? Say, you get Dolph.
Let me tell you how the Dolph situation happened. Salute to Paper Route Empire. The deal we had with Dolph, when I met Dolph, Matt Gutter is an artist that I was working with at the time. Shout out to Matt Gutter. We went to Larry Nix's studio to get his song mastered, and we ran into Dolph there. Mm-hmm. I was already playing Dolph's record, A+. Mm-hmm. I didn't know who he was. I just had the record. Yeah. And when we got there, we were going in, Dolph was coming out. Okay. So Matt Gutter really said, Jeff, there go Dolph right there. And then I just, hey, Dolph, Dolph, you got something? Man, I'm playing your record, da-da-da-da. So, we exchanged numbers, and when I met Dolph, Dolph had 2 chains. He was riding on a little blue Cadillac car, Seville, no bodyguard. I don't even think Dolph had a manager at the time. He was just rolling. He was rolling. Just straight getting it. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
And we exchanged numbers, and when I got ready to bring him to Elmore's, I hit him up, say, hey, I want you to come to Elmore's. We're playing a record, and he was like, give me this, and I'll come do it for you. They know me out there. So we swapped prices, went back and forth until we got that price. Right. And he came on down and did it for me. So he said I was one of the first people to bring him to Mississippi. Yeah. So we had a good little run with Dolph. We did Dolph 3 or 4 times at Elmore's in Victoria, and he packed it out every time. So he outgrew the market. I couldn't afford to pay him after he came the 3rd time. Yeah. I couldn't afford to pay him what he was charging because my spot wasn't big enough. Not that I couldn't get the people. Yeah. It's just the place that we were working was too small to handle it. So he outgrew the market and just kept rolling. He kept dropping records and kept rolling.
Wow. Rest in peace to Dolph. Rest in peace to Dolph. Man,
Dolph, man.
Man, I know you got a roll, but I got 2 more things to talk to you about.
Okay, man. You hit me with these BET questions, man.
I know,
these
bro.
drink champ questions, man.
Hey, man.
You coming at me, man.
Let's talk. That's what it's called. Let's talk, and we're doing it. 962radio.com.
That's my baby right there.
Your baby.
962radio.com. What
Jeff,
you want to know?
All right, so first of all, you go from working for a company, a few companies, and now you got your own. You big dog. How did this vision come? Like, what made you say, I want to do it myself? I want to be the program director. I want to be the owner of something like this.
Well, after working for iHeartMedia for 21 years, I've learned a lot about the radio business, from working artists to sales to production to putting on shows. And I really had moved to Atlanta to try to get another job in radio. COVID hit, and it made me come back this way, back toward Memphis. And so, you know, during COVID, you had a lot of time to try different things, try different things and look at what you're doing. So I tried to, help a friend out with some online radio, and I got to thinking, why not run my own?
Yeah.
Why not? I know everything about it.
Yeah.
Plus, I always wanted to help artists. I wanted to give artists a platform to play their records because I do shows. Right. And I do shows according to how the artist records are working. Right. So if you're a new artist and your song is hot and I'm working your record, then I want to bring you to my club. Right. So if I can have a platform that I can play your record, I can mix your record, I can put it on my people that follow me and bring you to my club, I thought that was a win-win. Yeah. And then dealing with people who have their own businesses who can't afford mainstream radio, the FM stick. Yeah. I wanted to be able to create a platform where they could come in and do the same thing that they do on the FM. You could come in and do interviews. You can come in and promote your business. You can run ads. You can afford what we were offering. So I wanted to, help people with businesses as well. So what I'm learning is there's a lot of people out there that need help. And we're in a position to help people because they can afford it. Right. You have to do it. So that is really what kind of pushed me on to doing 962radio.com. Yeah. And as I got started and got more involved, that was just my baby. So we sowed the seed, so now we're watching the seed grow. So salute to everybody that has tapped in to 962radio.com. Over 10,000 people have tapped in, and we've been rolling a little over a year. Yeah. So we're looking for big things. We're adding more pieces to the puzzle, and it's going to be great, man.
Oh, man. Appreciate you, man. 962radio.com. Y'all tap into that.
Yeah, shout out to Fosta Vision, too, man. We appreciate Fosta Vision for allowing us to partner up with him and his business as well, man.
Brotherly
so we appreciate
love.
You guys.
Brotherly love. I got my last two questions. I know you got to go.
Two questions. All right, hit me with them, man. Hit me with it.
These are from the fans. These are from the fans. They hit me up. They on my Instagram at say, ask Jeff this, ask Jeff that. So, look, somebody wanted to know. The quick question is some locals. Locals. Yeah, they said, when the club opening? And you know what they talking about. That's what they said.
All right, so the club, the club that we've been working, man, hopefully we're going to have it ready to go by November 10th.
Okay, November 10th.
The second week in November is our tentative date that we're trying to be prepared to open up to the public. So November 10th, man. It's been a long wait, but we ready to roll.
Okay. And my last question, a young artist, aspiring artist, they want to know something, and you the guy to tell them. What does it take for an artist to really get a chance at making it? What do they have to do?
In my opinion.
Your opinion?
From being in the radio business for 28 years, my opinion for an artist that's trying to make it, you need a hot record. You need a video to go with the hot record. You need to get your paperwork right. You need to get all your paperwork right. BMI.com. You need to believe in yourself. Put God first and just believe in what you're trying to do. The universe don't lie, but you have to work it. You have to work it. Another thing that I'm going to add to that, once you get all of your pieces together, then you have to get that record to every DJ you know. DJs are still important. If you think a DJ is not important, you're crazy. DJs run clubs. They break records. Even when records are not on radio, whether it's online or mainstream, DJs play records everywhere. Clubs, backyard parties, wedding receptions. We play records. That's what we do. So if you are in someone's rotation, you have a better chance of making it. Now, sometimes your record will go viral. That's here or there. You never know how that's going to go. So we don't even know. And the problem that we're having right now with DJs, we get in so much music that we can't keep up with it. So you need to make sure the DJ is in your rotation. well, you need to be in their rotation. And last but not least, you have to work that record like you're running for president of your class of the United States. You have to work it. You have to work the DJs. You have to work the club. You need a team to help you work that record when you can't work it. You need to move around, leave your state, jump out of your state, go to another state and work your record. And then once you go around and work the record, you need to come back and do that same thing again. Work the record, work your territory, work the record, work the record, work the record, work the record, work the record. You got to work that record. And I think if an artist does that, stick with one record, 6 to 8 months. Don't be bouncing around on records. We're getting too many records. If you're bouncing around, you don't know where you are, and you're hustling backwards. You're going to go back to the studio, and you're going to make another record. And you're going to do the same thing you just did that didn't work. You're going to do that again. And then you're going to do that again. So with those steps, I think an artist can make it. With the internet's help and how things are now, I think an artist can make it. It is easier to make it now than it was back in the day. But you have to do the steps. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut. You have to do the work.
Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it from the legendary DJ Jazzy Jeff.
That's my opinion now. It's just my opinion.
But you done seen it happen. You done seen it work. So,
I've seen it work.
So it's a recipe. So
it's definitely a recipe.
Yeah. So hey man, look, I know you got to get back to what you were doing. I know you got the station to run. I know you got a lot of things popping today. I just appreciate you for taking the time to sit down on my new podcast. Let's talk.
Let's talk, baby.
Hey, bro, any last words you want to say before we get out of here?
Man, just shout out to everybody that's been supporting us at 962radio.com. Everybody that has been supporting me, Jazzy Jeff, for 28 years. I appreciate the love from state to state, coast to coast. Much love to everybody, and appreciate you, Fosta Key, for allowing me to get on your platform, man, and to just be a part of it, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you. Peace out. Let's talk.
Let's talk, baby.